What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl, Mio Shabin. I'm back with another reaction video for you guys today. Today, we are reacting to George Carlin on conspiracies. So let's check it out. Let's watch it.
The energy policies that were created here in California, not as a result of a conspiracy, but because...
You don't need a formal conspiracy.
Right.
When interests converge, these people went to the same universities and fraternities, they're on the same boards of directors, they're on the same country clubs, they have like interests, they don't need to call a meeting, they know what's good for them, and they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies, there are now 3, it will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties, there are a handful of insurance companies, there are about 6 or 7 information things, but if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion. You have the illusion of choice.
Right.
You don't get the real important choice. There's no freedom of choice.
That's a great point. Right. And speaking of...
Interesting. He says that you have the illusion of choice, which is true. There is that thing of, like, if it's just these certain people that are pulling the strings, but then there's all these other varieties of choices to choose from for us. It's like, well, really, is it? Or is it that, you know, like the Alice in a Wonderland theme, like the deeper you go into the rabbit hole, you know, the more you'll know, whatever. So then after this, we're going to play him talking about the media. Here we go.
When all the CSIs and Law and Order spinoffs began, we really got addicted to them. Some of them have held up. Some of them have improved with recasting and whatever they do behind the scenes. There are some we've kind of given up on. Miami CSI, if you've ever noticed that show, the entire thing happens in one day. The clothing that Horatio Caine has on in the first scene, he has on in the last scene. No one changes costume. And they go from a murder to resolution in one day, every week. We kind of gave up on that, except now we watch it just to mock it and to look at the pretty colors. The colors are great. But we like those crime shows, and 2 out of 3 times they hold up for us. But thanks to my partner, Jerry Hamza, and my daughter, Kelly, the BBC detectives, Foyle's War, the Midsummer Murders, give me the original guy, Frost. You know, the DVDs, no commercials. You don't have to pause, and then you don't have to go through. You just let it go. You pause to take a leak. You turn it on again. Those things, those are nice escapist fare, and they're just done well. BBC does that stuff very well, and so that's about it. Not much news anymore. I got really mad, even though I sort of have an opinion or two about the Clinton structure, the Bill and Hillary structure, that aren't positive. When Chris Matthews and Keith Olbermann ganged up on Hillary, I gave up on them. I couldn't watch them without feeling that somebody was getting dirty. Someone was being dirty. And they were so blatantly for Obama. It wasn't pleasant to watch anymore. It was just like propaganda. So I don't see much of that. If I'm on the treadmill, I might get the PBS Jim Lehrer and watch a little, hear a little in depth where they actually cover a story for 12 minutes. So those are my habits there. I don't have appointment television. I just won't do that to myself.
I get it. I totally get that. Yeah, I think what I like is that, you know, he does a lot of exposing when he was a lot of his you know, even his stand-up was about, you know, exposing and talking about choice and all these things. So
The thing about this country is if they talk about how we have freedom of choice. You know, we have freedom of choice. Yeah. Very limited. It's an important thing, limited choice. 2 political parties, essentially, 2. Big media companies, 5, 6.
Max.
Yeah. Oil companies down to 3 now, I think, overall, 3 or 4. Banks, the big brokerage houses, the big accounting firms. All of the things that are important reduced in choice. Newspapers in a city, how many? Used to be 3, 4. Now it's 1 or 2 that are owned by the same people, and they also own a radio station and a TV station. But jelly beans, 32 flavors. Ice cream, all the things that don't matter. The unimportant things, a lot of choices. And you know what I say? You know what your freedom of choice is in America? Paper or plastic. That's it, man. It comes down to paper or plastic, cash or charge, aisle or window, smoking or non-smoking, Coke or Pepsi. These are your choices. Everything else is kind of laid out for you. You get to do what they really want. They do what they want. The ones who own this country, they do what they want.
Speaking of our choices being usurped or taken away from us, what do you make of what? And I'm fascinated to ask you this because all the things that you've been talking about for years. We've come full circle on this stuff. And that's why I was so fascinated, and thank you for coming on the program.
Sure.
But here we are now, 30 years after you were talking about it, with this huge debate, this huge fight about whether or not our civil liberties are being taken away from us. What are your thoughts on?
Well, I think if you looked at the record of laws which have been passed in the last 30 to 40 years, there's a thing called social hysteria. Social hysteria is whipped up generally by the media. Crime, in Nixon's time, crime was the big social hysteria issue. There's too much crime, they're coddling, the courts are coddling the criminals, we have to tougher laws. So a lot of civil liberties went away in terms of the rights of criminals and the rights of the accused and people going on trial. These were limited, they were cut down. These rights which are guaranteed by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Another social hysteria, drugs. The drug thing happened, same thing. Big flow of drugs. We're going to fight the drugs. We need newer, tougher laws. We need draconian sentences. We need to be able to go into houses. We need to be able to do this. We have all of these shortcuts have resulted in less liberties because of social hysteria. The media whips up the frenzy. People get all excited. The legislature passes it. The president, the executive signs it, and the judges, then the judicial branch okays it sometime later when it gets to them. Right. And what has happened is you have less freedom, less liberties, less civil liberties, less rights. And the third social hysteria is terrorism. That was whipped up. Now it's a little more cause there. You look at the 9/11; it's a very dramatic event, but that too has been used with this Patriot Act to reduce our liberties. They say, well, if you got nothing to hide, what are you worried about? You know that whole argument. Oh, yeah. Tell me about the people that are, just getting out of prison because of the DNA. If they had nothing to hide. It's just, listen. This country is owned by the ownership class. They do pretty much what they want. I figure it's like a freak show. Here's what I do. You know what I do? To me, if you're born in the world, you get a ticket to the freak show. They give you a ticket to the freak show. If you're born in America, you got a front row seat. So some people are in the freak show. We got our freaks. Then some people, they want to fix the freaks. These are the ACLU lawyers, environmentalists. Well, let's fix the freaks. We're going to fix them up. Oh, isn't that terrible? Let's do this. And then there are folks who just watch the freak show, as me. And some of us get to write about it or talk about it. Right. And I do that.
That's you too.
Yeah. And I say, oh, look at you. Look how badly you're doing. I don't even count myself in. I say, look how badly you folks are doing. How did you do this to yourself?
It's really interesting. Because he's absolutely right when he's talking about the state of our world, and that was way back then. And now he's gone, he's passed away. But just imagine, he was so far ahead of his time. He was just very aware, and he knew what was happening. I think that he was someone that spoke to power. He spoke truth, and what he felt that was going on. A lot of people, and also entertained in an entertaining way, but yet very digestible to understand and comprehend how he explains things. And it's a rare thing to find, in this industry, people being honest and open about, what's happening in the world, and really forcing people, or I guess, telling people, look, take a look around you, really take a look, because it's not what what it seems. You know, the world that we live in is not, you know, what it is. It's we've I mean, I you know, they say, oh, it's things are going to get better and the whole thing, and it's like, you know, he's right. We have a front row ticket to the freak show, and this is it's everything he's talking about. It's we're living that now. Like it's unfolding, and it's just getting progressively worse. You know, as far as like the government and the things that are going on in the world, and you know. But I like that he speaks to power. He speaks to it, and I think a lot more people should, and not be afraid of speaking to that that thing. Um, but yeah, I admire his when he was alive. I admire that he spoke and not he wasn't quiet about things. He didn't allow them to bully him into being quieter or being, you know, just coming, you know, passing by and just being the comedian that he is. But he was actually more than just a comedian. So it was like he was a movement, and I think more people should do that. And I think the more people that do that and step out of the comfort zone, the bubble that we've all been kind of, you know, born in, and not be afraid to speak to power, the world will be a better place. But yeah, thank you guys for telling me to watch this. This was really great to watch these 3 clips, and yeah, thank you guys for again for subscribing, the new subscribers that are subscribing to the channel. Thank you. I am so very, very grateful. We have a lot more reactions coming to this channel. Make sure you keep just tell me what you want me to watch. I love talking about commentary after we watch something and like kind of dissecting it in ways and just giving my spin on it, what I feel like it is, or and also what do you feel about this? How do you feel about what, you know, George Carlin said? And yeah, thank you. It was refreshing to see this. It was really good. Hit the notification bell for all new videos that come on this channel. Also go to my Patreon channel for all the videos that don't make it to this channel due to copyright strikes or whatever. Head over there and subscribe for just $5, and then $10 just to support the production company, my MVB Films Productions. I'm a filmmaker for those who don't know. And yeah, head over to the merch site and support the brand. You know, got the merch on, and thank you guys so much for your love and support. It really means a lot. See you guys next time, same place right here.